Hey guys, welcome to the Compost Pile, your source for all things gardening and homesteading. Today we're here at the Giving Field for their annual Earth Day event, and we have Dustin, the Texas garden guy, here as a visitor today.
Yeah, we are so honored.
Thank y'all for having me.
And then we have Miss Sharon here, who heads up this beautiful garden and this thing for the community. And this episode we're going to talk about what it is that you do here and how this kind of maybe how it supports the community. So what is the Giving Field?
Okay, so the Giving Field, we started it 13 years ago, which is amazing to think about. And we are a 1-acre organic garden. Everything we harvest, we send to area soup kitchens to feed the hungry. So we have 3 different agencies here in Beaumont and 1 in Port Arthur that we send everything to. So people in the community come out during the week and help us garden, help us get the work done because we can't do it all ourselves. And there's a lot of education that goes on out here. I mean, I know you guys, both of you guys are big in education, and kids don't know where their food comes from. Parents don't know where their food comes from. So we really try to incorporate a lot of that learning experience when they come out to dig in the dirt with us and help us do the work that needs to be done.
That's awesome.
Is this considered like a food desert? Like, is this like the Nearly in Beaumont? Is it like, is it, I know that term gets thrown around. I don't know.
Yeah, there are some pockets of food deserts, but the reason that we started this was because myself and another lady would volunteer at soup kitchens, helping them cook meals. And we realized that there weren't a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
You know, everything's in a can, everything's processed, which the soup kitchens do great things with what they're given, right? But they don't have the budgets to go out and purchase those fresh fruits and vegetables. So we saw that there was a need to fill that niche for those folks. So the stuff that we give them, we don't charge them for it. And it's really something that they can't really do on their own.
It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, you're bringing basically, fresh produce, more nutritious produce, to people that wouldn't get it otherwise, probably. So
Yeah, absolutely.
This place has always been really interesting to me, and genuinely, this garden is what has inspired me to do this and what I do now, because this is the definition of what, in my eyes, a garden should look like. Maybe people at home probably don't have the scale of garden like this, obviously, but when you walk around here, it's eclectic, it's interesting, it captures your attention, there's always something to look at, and it's a unique thing, and it's everything that everything that I would want in a garden or want people to see in a garden is happening here. I walked through earlier, and there's flowers in all the beds, there's diversity, there's you got pollinator plants in every single bed. It's not just, I know a long time ago, a lot of the beds used to be singular crops.
Yes.
And I even from probably a couple years ago, it feels, there's a different feel here now than what it used to be.
Yeah, it's, we're letting the kids really take a huge part in growing things out here. I mean, we've always had that, but it's, in years past, you try to get the kids to, here's a ruler and put your seeds in along.
Good luck.
I'm bad about spacing
Yeah, me
still.
too.
I'm the worst about spacing.
Yeah, I mean, they did it, and it was a learning experience for them. But now it's kind of like, you know what? If you want to throw that in there, go ahead and throw that in there. I don't care.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm getting older. I'm less,
What did this used to be? What used to be here?
So it was completely vacant when we took it over. The only thing that was here was that building that's houses our restroom.
Okay.
And it used to be an old apartment complex years and years ago.
Okay.
So it was vacant for a number of years. And then the church, it belongs to St. Anne's Church, the property does. And so they were trying to figure out what to do with it. And we posed the idea of this garden. And they said, yeah, that's a great idea. So, we have them to thank as well to getting it started.
So another thing that I always thought was cool, y'all do, every November, y'all do the farm to table dinner, where Catherine and company cooks a meal. And do y'all use stuff from here? Some of it, or
we do some of the herbs and stuff, but we don't really pull from the garden for the actual vegetables for the dinner, because that would be taken away from the soup kitchen. Yeah, so we center the menu around whatever's growing in the garden.
Okay,
that's really
so
that it's real seasonal. Yeah, and it's our major fundraiser.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a 2-night event. It's great.
It's a super, super cool event. I know way back in my brewery days, I came and serve some beer samples out here, done some coffee. It's always a cool time, and
Let me know about that. I'd love to come to that this fall. I'd love to be here for that.
It's a big long farm table, so it's like goes all the way down the concrete. So you've got, well, I don't know how many people you'll normally have. It's probably
it's like a big Amish dinner. Like it's
yeah. We serve about 125 people a night.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Yeah. Well, I want to go back to, you were talking about, you came out here in your coffee days and your brewery days and all that stuff. But, David is an integral part of getting us going too as well. I mean, there's, his beds are over here. Mid-County Farm and Feed has been so good to us, even from, sourcing and getting the organic chicken feed for us for our chickens. I mean, for a while there when we first started, that was, you couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
And, Mid-County,
non-GMO and all that stuff.
Yeah. And Mid-County Farm and Feed was like, yeah, we'll get it. So it's like, it's a really, I can't stress it enough. It's just such a community event that we're having today, but it's also the field itself it's because of the community that this works,
Yeah, because there's no, like, the size of this place, like, if I know volunteers are sometimes difficult to get, but it's cool that, like, the kids are participating, they're getting out here, they're doing the work, they're seeing it happen, and then just people having the opportunity to come out here and learn something.
Yeah.
Because that's, from a retailer, how many people that come in and they don't stick with it because they don't have the resources to not, like, overanalyze it or, like, make it super complicated, or they just don't know what to believe and what to do, and, like, coming out here and seeing it actually happening is incredible.
Yeah, it's so important. And we've got the school across the street from here. It's pre-K 3 through 8th grade, and we've incorporated their classroom curriculum into the garden, so they come over as part of their school day. And that started right off the bat. Like, that was my heart. Like, I needed kids and people to, like, understand how to eat healthier, how to grow your own food, how to be better stewards to the earth, like all that sustainability stuff. And it's really grown because it's, started with the kids across the street, but now we have, like, so many other ISDs that come out here, homeschools.
Even businesses bring their staff out here to volunteer and participate. And I think that's cool. It's also as a team building.
Yeah, absolutely.
For adults and other groups. So,
right.
Yeah, it's I don't know. This place is always just, it's almost like a dream to me. It's such,
I definitely dream about it at night, every night. I'm dreaming.
And y'all touched on it earlier that so much of, like, in the community garden, it's one thing to grow it, but then you harvest it, what do you do with it? And so, like, the education after the fact, like showing how to can, showing how to do meals. So, because a lot of people don't know how to do it unless it comes out of a box or a bag. You don't know how to cook it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know where, like, if that's still happening, but where we are right now, there used to be some huge cinder block beds, and someone got in an accident here and their car drove in here and destroyed a huge portion of the beds right here. Are y'all still going to be doing the facility?
Yeah.
So they're going to be building a facility here in this spot that'll serve as a kitchen to teach people to do exactly what you're talking about. So I think that's going to be amazing, because now we can grow it, but now we can teach how and show kids how to actually preserve their food, how to do something with it.
Right, just basic cooking skills, because the families nowadays, a lot of the parents, both of them are working, and because of convenience, it's a lot of fast food. I mean, it's just the way that we are. But if you can teach kids some basic cooking skills, they can get stuff prepped, so when mom and dad come home, they can throw it in the oven or put it on the stove. Or these kids are good. We do some classes right now. They're interested in cooking. They can do it turnkey, and it's a lot healthier. It's a lot cheaper.
Yeah. Cool.
And then another thing that we're going to do at the facility is one of the programs that we give stuff to. It's called Market to Hope. It's like a food pantry. And they do not have those reheat and eat meals that, like HEB has all the time now, that whole section that you just grab and, you grab and go. So we're going to create those reheat and eat meals in that kitchen as well.
That's
so
awesome.
it's an extension.
Grab and go. And,
extension of feeding the hungry. We'll be able to give that to our Market to Hope client. And then the other part, because it's going to have the commercial kitchen aspect in it as well, it's going to have residential cooking stations, and then we're going to have a commercial kitchen station. And what we want to do, we'll do the reheat and eat out of the commercial kitchen, but we work with some juvenile programs, juvenile justice programs and stuff, and we want to teach these kids some skills in a kitchen, in a commercial kitchen, how to prep things, how to use a commercial dishwasher, you know, how to actually cook on commercial stoves, and then they can take those skills into the workforce and get jobs. So there's so many things that this kitchen classroom is going to be able to provide,
That's
you know.
cool.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
about it.
Yeah, I'm super excited. We're raising money for it. It's going to take us a long time.
But
Real expensive. But
yeah,
but we'll get there.
I know how much commercial kitchen stuff is, so it's
Ooh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
And my wife's a teacher, and and she talks about how some of these kids, unless they're going to school, they're not eating. Like they're
That's
getting
true.
most of their meals from school, and so giving them the tools to know if they have the ingredients, they can start. But they have the food, they can start cooking it on their own.
That's right.
So that's so important.
Yeah. And also, just there's something about doing it yourself. The kids like cooking and smelling the smells and doing all this stuff that they wouldn't have tried it, but they're going to try it because it's
I
something
was
they
such
did.
a picky eater growing
Not
up.
me.
I was the worst about. I wouldn't eat ketchup. Like I wouldn't eat ketchup. Like that's how picky I was. But I feel like if I had gardened more and got my hands dirty when I was a kid and grew myself, you'd be more likely to try it. Now in my garden, if I grow it, I've got to try it. I've got to try it
yeah,
once.
you gotta at least try it. Yeah.
And it tastes so much better, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted to do organic stuff out here too. We wanted those kids to be able to like reach down, stick it in their mouth and try it. You know, the sugar snap peas, pick off the broccoli floret, all of that. Like it's such a teachable moment for them to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's
Great.
cool. I guess as we wrap up, I have one last question. If somebody's wanting to come out and volunteer, how do they find you guys? How can they participate, and what the Giving Film does here?
Okay. So we are on social media. We're on Facebook and we're on Instagram. We have regular volunteer times where anybody can come out. You don't even have to tell us. You just show up. So Tuesday mornings from 7:30 to 9:30 every Tuesday morning. Every Thursday afternoon from 4 to 6. You get a lot of kids that need service hours in that time slot, for school and organizations. And then the second Saturday of every month from 9 to noon.
And y'all's volunteer hours are really cool because like anytime I've ever come, I know it's back whenever it was here, like you have a list on the board of the things that need to happen. So there's very specific. So you get to, even if you go and you're about to do something that you don't know what you're doing, like you can learn how to do it. You have to, even if like I didn't want to ask somebody, I could like, hey, I'm going to do this item up here, and I could figure it out. It's just interesting. So you have very like targeted things that you can learn. You can pick and choose what you want to do. And so it's super cool to see people come out here and volunteer.
Yeah, it is.
So
we're blessed.
awesome. Well, I really appreciate you having this event every year and always having us out here. And thanks for taking the time to tell us about the Giving Field.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And
We'll
welcome
catch
to
you
the
guys next
garden
time.
to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you very much.